Good afternoon, everyone. Lots of movement. If we could please take our seats because we have another keynote speech coming up for you. So please do take your seats. Feel free to come down to the front rows because our next guest is someone you certainly want to hear from. She will be speaking on the topic Financing Europe's Tomorrow, and her name is Nadia Calviño, and she is, of course, President of the EU Investment Bank. If you could please welcome the President to the stage.
Well, good morning, dear friends, distinguished leaders, colleagues, partners. It's a great pleasure to join you at the 20th GlobeSec Forum in beautiful Prague. And I want to first thank our Czech hosts for their hospitality and their steadfast commitment to the European project. We are meeting at a defining moment for the world, and very especially for Europe. A seismic shift of the tectonic plates of the global order that has served us well for the past 80 years is taking place, and we're living it. Geopolitical tensions, technological competition, the urgent need for climate action are converging, and they are challenging us to rethink how we deliver security, prosperity, and hope for future generations. And when everything, everywhere, all at once seems to be changing, there's one asset that gains value: confidence. In these turbulent times, Europe stands out as a beacon of stability, a beacon that reassures our citizens, our companies, our partners, and also creates opportunities. Our stability attracts talent, investment, and innovation. And that is why, even amid this intense financial market volatility, European assets, stocks, bonds, and our common currency are outperforming. Investors, innovators are choosing Europe. And we have just a very good example. I was looking back just on the last couple of weeks and seeing that the European Investment Bank, which I'm heading right now, has been extremely successful when we are approaching financial markets. Our latest 5 billion green bond issuance just yesterday was oversubscribed by 10 times, with a record amount of 55.6 billion euros. I wanted to highlight this success in a time where words like climate seem to be actually revolutionary. I'll come to this in a moment. We need to navigate the troubled waters and seize the opportunities. And all reports published by experts, from Letta to Draghi, mention three key drivers for Europe's competitiveness and security: market integration, large-scale investment, and simplification. I would actually add a fourth one: solid international partnerships. And the European Investment Bank Group is in a unique position to contribute to all of them. First of all, we are in a unique position as a European Union financial institution, the financial arm of the European Union, and at the same time, the biggest global multilateral development institution. Secondly, we are in a unique position because of our membership, because our shareholders are the 27 member states, neither more nor less. And there is a strong alignment of strategic priorities, political priorities with our shareholders. Thirdly, we have a very strong financial position with a close to 600 billion balance sheet, a very strong AAA that actually enables us to maintain and even increase our balance sheet without asking for additional capital contribution on the side of the member states. And finally, the European Investment Bank Group, the bank and the fund, have a unique position in catalyzing private capital, which is of the essence to ensure the large-scale investment which Europe needs at this point in time. through venture capital investments, venture debt investments, through co-investments with the private sector, the EIB is a key player in driving large-scale investment and mobilizing also the ecosystem of private venture capital investors in Europe. Let me give you some 4 or 5 examples of how the EIB can make a difference at this point in time. Security and defense, one of the top issues that has been discussed and will continue to be discussed here at the GlobSec Summit. Since 2024, we have expanded our mandate, the scope of eligible investments that we can finance. Since the first day I joined the EIB group, 1st of January 2024, it was absolutely clear to me we needed to step up our financial support to Europe's security and defense capabilities in different areas. Large-scale infrastructures, just for example, we are currently cooperating with the Lithuanian government in order to finance military barracks that will welcome a Bundeswehr brigade under NATO command, very close to the Belarusian border. Military mobility, military infrastructures, critical infrastructures. A second area where we are becoming increasingly active is industrial capacity, from drone manufacturing to other key inputs for the military and security area. Third area of activity, R&D, research and development. We're talking about space, we're talking about cybersecurity, drone manufacturing again, innovative technologies. Fourthly, small and medium-sized enterprises. We have just tripled our financing for a dedicated intermediated program so that European banks can provide liquidity, working capital to small and medium-sized companies in the supply chain of large European contractors. And this week we have signed the first deal with Deutsche Bank for a 500 million loan. I expect in the coming days to sign another second deal with the French Banque Populaire Caisse d'Épargne, so that the ecosystem of companies which are active in the area of security and defense can have access to the necessary financing at this point in time. Finally, a fifth area where we are becoming increasingly active is supporting the ecosystem of dedicated investment funds that are providing capital to Europe's innovative startups in these areas. On top of stepping up our support to security and defense, the European Investment Bank Group is playing a key role in supporting Ukraine. Security, shared prosperity are mutually reinforcing. One is a condition for the other and vice versa. So by investing and supporting Ukraine, we are also supporting Europe's security and future prosperity. Our commitment is very clear. From day one, we have provided more than 2.3 billion euros in support in financing for Ukraine. And we have reached cruising speed in the deployment of financing and the implementation of projects on the ground. Every second week, there is an EIB-financed project inaugurated in Ukraine. And we are talking about vital infrastructure. We're talking about hospitals, schools, kindergartens, housing for displaced persons, municipal services, water supply, key energy infrastructures, transport infrastructures that are contributing to the economic resilience and the security of the country right now. We have just signed a 2 billion euro guarantee with the European Commission at the beginning of the year, and we are implementing at a very good rhythm, building the basis for Ukraine's successful accession to the European Union family. We have also launched, I wanted to mention it today, we have also launched an innovative product that is a pan-European export credit guarantee that is already oversubscribed to help European companies exporting to Ukraine. We have signed the first deal very recently with Denmark's Export Credit Agency, and it is the first of what we expect to sign 13 different deals with the national export credit agencies across EU member states. It is in our interest to invest in Ukraine's resilience and future prosperity, as it is also to invest in the stability of our neighborhood. And that is why we are also working very closely with the Western Balkans, with the South neighbors in the Mediterranean, to make sure that we can contribute to stability around our borders. Third area, I already mentioned, strengthening our global partnerships. Because faced with global challenges like security, climate change, and in this troubled geopolitical environment, building strong partnerships around the world is also contributing to Europe's security and competitiveness. From mobilizing resources for vaccine production in Africa, to water infrastructures in Central Asia, in Africa, in Latin America, women's empowerment worldwide. We're trying to support strong economies and strong communities, strong societies that can also create a more favorable environment around the world, accompanying also the very important trade negotiations that are going on right now. Final couple of points I wanted to highlight, also key issues that are being discussed in this conference. Innovation. I mentioned already how the Letta report, the Draghi report are highlighting the need for market integration, large-scale investment, simplification. As European Investment Bank Group, we are contributing in these areas by launching a new TechEU platform that we hope will mobilize up to 250 billion euros up to 2027. This is in fact the largest ever financing program to try to cover the whole cycle of companies from idea to market, the whole innovation cycle, by providing venture capital, scale-up debt, scale-up capital, and also exit financing to ensure that ideas, technologies, and companies that are born in the EU can also grow and thrive in the EU. I'm talking about investments in areas such as applied artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, clean tech. Actually, we will be launching the first instruments in this area regarding clean tech, quantum computing, space, health and biotechnologies, robotics, nanotechnology, energy, grids and storage, critical raw materials, security and defense, semiconductors. Actually, you know, and I don't know if you know, I was very proud last time I was here in Czechia to actually announce and realize that we are supporting the country's unicorn, Rolik, you know. It's a company that we are very proud to support from the EIB group. And I can also announce today that we will provide up to 20 million euros to a new private credit fund called Orbit Growth Debt, which is also based here in Prague to bolster growth stage software and other technology companies in the Czech Republic, but also in Poland, Slovakia, and in this whole region. The EIB group is very strongly committed to supporting digitalization, technological innovation, and I think it is of the essence that we have a pan-European approach. It's not only the large member states, it's not only those member states that have been leading these technologies. We need to ensure that there is a capacity in all member states. Because talent is equally distributed, we have to make sure that opportunity also goes to each and every corner of our European Union. Final point I wanted to highlight is reinforcing the international role of the euro. This is another opportunity that has been created by our current function and role as a beacon of stability. We are, the European Investment Bank Group is working very closely with the European Central Bank and with the European Commission and other parties to develop initiatives that can serve to build a stronger capital market union, a more integrated capital market union. And we can build on Europe's strengths as a trade and technology powerhouse and as a beacon of stability that is bringing also a strong interest on the side of international partners. I think the appeal of our current currency is illustrated by Bulgaria's upcoming adoption of the euro. And we are also working with the ECB and the European Commission in the development of the digital euro. We really need to press ahead as these technological developments are taking place around us as we speak. Let me conclude by summarizing the key idea I shared with you at the beginning of my keynote speech. At the end of the day, when everything, everywhere, all at once seems to be changing, you can count on the European Union. You can count on the European Investment Bank, the financing arm of the EU, to stay the course, to turn challenges into opportunities, to build a more prosperous, more sustainable, and also a safer Europe. because our unity is our strength. And together, I am absolutely convinced that we will be able to successfully deal with the challenges of today and tomorrow, following a clear compass, our European values. Because, to be frank with you, I think that today, more than ever, we can be proud to be European. I am proud to be European, and I am really proud to be at the helm of the European Investment Bank. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President, for your wonderful speech. Okay, please don't go anywhere because we have a great fireside chat coming up. It's with Karl Havlicek, who must be one of Czechia's busiest men. He's Deputy Speaker, Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Czechia and Shadow Prime Minister of Czechia. To take us there, please welcome your moderator, Rob Cameron.